Alright guys, in today's video we have more PlayStation news and information to go over and talk about. We do have multiple topics we're covering in this video, so before we dive into it, make sure you hit the like button to help the video out and show it your support, and hit the subscribe button as well if you are new to the channel. But we're starting here with Insomniac Games making an announcement saying Ratchet and Clank 2016 will be playable in 60 frames per second on the PlayStation 5 after a new update in April. As part of the Play at Home campaign, download the game for free now through March 31st. And so we have another PlayStation 4 exclusive that is getting the PlayStation 5 enhancement treatment. Granted, it's not everything. They are bumping it up from 30 frames to 60 frames, but I think we can all agree that is a massive enhancement. And so I think this is great news. I'm always happy to see more PlayStation 4 titles get that 60 FPS bump that really does make a big difference when you're playing. I'm not going to lie, ever since I started playing on the PlayStation 5, every single game I played is at 60 frames per second, and I feel as though I can no longer play games at 30 frames. And when I know that a game is locked at 30 frames, it makes it very difficult for me to want to play it. Obviously, if that is my only way to play it, I will. But I think anybody who's been playing on the PS5 for some time now would probably agree with me at this point. And so this game is only available for a few more days to redeem. I would recommend doing so. It is completely free. You do not need PlayStation Plus. Again, it's part of Sony's Play at Home initiative, which is a great initiative, one that I think maybe not enough people are talking about. It's just Sony literally giving away games for free just for the sake of doing it, to keep you inside, to keep you engaged. And I think it's a really cool thing that they do. So there you go, Ratchet and Clank 2016 at some point in April will get that 60 FPS treatment. And so let me know down in the comments below if you plan to play Ratchet and Clank 2016 on your PlayStation 5. I also want to add one last thing here. I think this is great because we know that Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is coming in June. So this is a great way to entice people to really play it, especially those who are lucky enough to own a PlayStation 5. Play this game now and get yourself ready for Rift Apart. But we're going to move along and talk a little bit about Sony breaking some records and how the PlayStation division is just absolutely on fire. Apparently, they are set to reveal that they have pretty much broken multiple records with their financials this year, or with this last fiscal quarter. So Sony's fiscal year ends on March 31st, 2021, and apparently they are expecting a total of $25 billion in revenue for the PlayStation division. That is an all-time record high for them. They're planning on $10 billion in profit. That is also an all-time high record for Sony. And they say that they're expecting 7.6 million PS5 consoles sold, making it the fastest selling console ever. Now, that last part there is one that we're going to have to pay close attention to, because we know that there is currently a supply issue. Sony is having a struggle manufacturing enough consoles. They're not even close to meeting the demand. So it will be interesting to see if they're able to hit that 7.6 million mark, because if they do, then that will confirm that the PlayStation 5 is in fact, on paper, the fastest selling console ever. I say on paper because even if it doesn't manage to hit that 7.6 million, I think we can all agree that if there were enough consoles to go around, it certainly would. So it's a really good sign that PlayStation as a whole is in a very good position. They've been doing great. They're continuing to grow, and that is good if you are a PlayStation fan or if you play PlayStation games, because this means that you're going to see Sony continue to do what they've done and do even more of it and try to do it even better. So I also want to let you know that apparently Sony is reportedly going to pay record bonuses to Japanese employees following a strong financial year. It says Sony Corporation is reportedly set to pay its Japanese employees a record high bonus following a strong financial year. As reported by NHK Japan, the bonuses will be equivalent to 7 months' salary. Not only is this higher than what the employee union had demanded, this is also the first time in 2 decades that Sony's management has taken what NHK calls an unusual step. The company also acknowledged that it has not been able to fully meet customer demand And so it says we had more game software titles at the launch of the PS5 than any previous console launch in our history, and those titles have sold well. This is what Sony said. Continuing with our strategy of enhancing user engagement, we intend to take steps to further enhance the appeal of our network service offerings. So there you go. I just wanted to take a little bit of time here to kind of let you know what's going on the financial side when it comes to Sony and the PlayStation division. I know not everybody cares about it, but all in all, it's very good news. Again, it just shows that PlayStation is in a very healthy position, and they're doing really well, and they're going to keep doing what they do. But we have to move on to the not so good news now, which is something we have to talk about, and I know that it's going to be disappointing to a lot of people, and that is the fact that Sony has confirmed today that they are in fact shutting down the PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and PlayStation Portable storefronts. So it says here we are closing PlayStation Store on PS3 consoles on July 2nd, 2021, and on PlayStation Vita devices on August 27th, 2021. Additionally, the remaining purchase functionality for PSP will also retire on July 2nd, 2021. And so there's kind of a Q&A here. It says, what features can I use after the closure of PlayStation Store and purchase functionality on PS3, Vita, and PSP devices? Features you will be able to access. You will be able to re-download and play previously purchased game titles. You will still be able to access previously purchased video media content. You will still be able to redeem Game and PlayStation Plus vouchers. You will still be able to re-download and play claimed game titles through PlayStation Plus as long as you remain a member of the service. Features you will lose access to. You will no longer be able to purchase PS3, Vita, and PSP digital content, including games and video content. You will no longer be able to make in-game purchases through games on PS3, Vita, and PSP. You will no longer be able to redeem PSN Wallet Fund vouchers on PS3, Vita, or PSP devices once PlayStation Store and purchase functionality for these devices close. Your PSN Wallet funds will remain in your PSN account, but you will only be able to use your wallet funds to purchase PS4 and PS5 products on PlayStation Store on the web, PlayStation app, or on PS4 and PS5 consoles. And so it goes on here a little bit longer where we'll tell you how do I access my own games. And it says you can download your own content onto your PS3, Vita, and PSP device by accessing the download list on the respective device. And there is even more that you can go over here. I'm not going to go over all of it because it's pretty lengthy, but I will have this linked down in the description box below. So if you want to get all of the little details, you will be able to do so. And so obviously, this is unfortunate. It turns out that report we got last week was true, and this is Sony just confirming it. I have to be honest, just like I was in my last video, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that this has a huge impact on me personally, but I fully understand why a lot of people are very unhappy about this. It just seems a little soon. The overwhelming majority of PlayStation fans are either on PS4 or PS5 currently, so I do understand to a certain extent why Sony is doing this, but it would be really nice if Sony, as I said, were to offer an alternative solution to this, because a lot of games will be lost. And something that's become clear here, whether we like it or not, and this is just kind of cutting through it all and trying to understand why Sony's doing this, is that Sony they're all about just moving forward at this point and looking at what they established with the PS4, considering the PS4 is really the first true, I guess you could say, digital generation where, you know, there's day one digital purchases and more people than ever before are downloading their games digitally and playing them there. Sony made sure to get PS4 backwards compatibility on the PS5. I think anything from the PS3, you know, and before that, it's just kind of looked at as something that isn't really worth doing much with. And I do think that is unfortunate. I can't say whether or not it's a mistake because, again, we look at Sony's financials and we do need to understand that they're in a, you know, they're doing fine. I don't think that them doing this is going to impact their bottom line. Whether or not they're leaving a lot of money on the table by doing this, I'm going to assume they're not, because if they were, they wouldn't be doing this. And we do have to understand that the PS4 is, I believe, the second best-selling home console of all time, and it didn't have any form of backwards compatibility outside of a few PS1 and PS2 classics that you could buy through the store or PlayStation Now for PS3 games to stream, we do need to understand that. So it's not my way of justifying it because, as I said, this is not good news. I think it's a little soon. I think maybe we could have seen Sony support this for at least a couple more years, but it is what it is. This is what they chose to do, and I think at the very least, if there's any positive we can take from this, it's that you can rest assured you will still be able to re-download and play your previously purchased game titles, because when this report came out, a lot of people were panicking, thinking that once they shut this down, if the report is true, you're going to lose access to all of that. That is not the case, and it would be a completely different story if that was the case. So there you have it. We'll have to see if Sony does have any type of solution beyond PlayStation Now and what they're doing with it currently, and just selecting a few PS1 and 2 titles to put on the PlayStation Store. We'll see if they have anything else in store, but there you go. That's going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. If you did, again, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.